Godwin, your Cincy Superstar Director, and in this training, I'm going to chat with you about how to front load and why to front load. So I don't know if that's a term that you've ever heard before, but it is something that has been absolutely rewarding at my Cincy journey, and I have seen it work for others, so I wanted to just chat a little bit about it and tell you all about how I front load, give you some ideas and tips that have worked for other people as well. So to get us started, let's talk about some leadership terms that you're probably going to need to know for this training and on your journey with Cincy. So leadership terms like PRV, that just basically stands for every dollar you sell. So almost everything in the catalog is matched PRV with dollar amount. So $5 for a pack of 3 light bulbs is going to be 5 PRV. There are a few things that are the exception to the rule though, like college warmers and things like that. Okay, so PRV is personal retail volume. Another term you might hear frequently is minimum. What do we mean by leadership minimum or bonus minimums? So as a leader with Cincy, to make a leadership bonus on your hardworking downline, you need 500 PRV every single month. It's kind of Cincy's way of making sure that we're leading by example. We're not sitting on our couch eating potato chips all day long, playing games and watching TV and not really doing what we should. Well, when we lead by example, when we're out there hosting parties, doing fundraisers, collecting orders, following up with customers, and working our business, it makes us more passionate and more effective as a leader. So another leadership term that I feel like is important is active frontline. So when I say active frontline, I mean someone that you yourself has sponsored and you have helped them in their journey enough to where that month they sell at least 200 PRV or $200. When they hit the 200 mark, they're considered active. And if they're your personally sponsored, that means they clicked your join button or they've rolled up to you, then that means you are their sponsor, you're their mentor, and we would consider them your frontline as well. So another leadership term that is super good to know is TWV, and it stands for Team Wholesale Volume. And as you're making your way up the ranks in Cincy, these are terms that you're going to see frequently either in your catalog, on your workstation, or maybe even hear them in trainings just like this. So Team Wholesale Volume stands for the wholesale amount that you and the people in your team have sold together. So your PRV completely counts towards this number, and so does theirs. And every single one person under you, all of their sales and yours contribute to your TWV, which is a pretty important term and a pretty important part of promoting and getting pay raises in Cincy. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get back to the why and the how of front loading. So why front load? And what is front loading? So to get things started off, front loading is when you take the first part of your calendar, the first 15 days, the first half of your month, and you're trying to get all of your qualifications and all of your challenges, your personal goals, crush them in the first 15 days. It's called front loading the calendar. Getting your 500 leadership minimum PRV out of the way, knocked out, and hitting that in the first 15 days is absolutely beautiful and it's wonderful. And you're going to learn more towards the end of this video about why it's so important to front load your calendar with your own PRV. Then any kind of recruiting goals or sponsoring goals that you have, knock those out in the first 15 days. That's front loading. Now, I like to think of it as the shooting star. The first 15 days of your Cincy journey, Cincy and maybe your sponsor challenged you to hit a shooting star incentive. And it was to sell 500 in your first 15 days of your entire Cincy career. Now here's the deal. When you're front loading, you're challenging yourself again in the same way to hit 500 in your first 15 days. But look at how much easier it should be for you to do this now. So you started your Cincy journey with the same challenge, but you didn't have any customer base. You didn't have any frontline. You were very new to this entire process. You didn't have a clue what you were doing. You had no inventory built up. You were brand new to any kind of help pages like on Facebook. You were brand new to any YouTube videos that might have helped you along the way. But look at you now. You're so awesome. You're much better at this than you were in your first 15 days. But yet, Cincy felt like that it was worth challenging you in your first 15 days to get your shooting star incentive down because they felt like you could do it in your first 15. So, of course, you can do it now, right? Okay, so think of it like that if this challenge seems a little bit overwhelming of front loading your calendar. Now, why front load? We've talked about some leadership terms, we've talked about what front loading is. Now, let's talk about why should you front load, and then we can give you some ideas about how to front load. So, why front load? Well, because you're a more effective leader whenever you've gotten your challenges and your own personal business out of the way. When you've led by example, you're a more free and a more effective, and you lead with more passion. So you're in a better place to help someone get to their challenges and their incentives and their goals whenever you've met yours already. So you are more in the place of being able to lead with a lot of passion. And we all know that passion is the very thing that makes us more effective, right? So when you are leading and you're already finished with your 500, and maybe, of course, your goal is 2,000 or whatever your monthly goal is for that month in PRV or recruiting, but whenever you are relaxed because you've already gotten and you've already hit that milestone yourself, and then you are so much more freed up to be able to text your downline and check on them, or to give ideas, or to watch their journey even, right? Okay, so why front load? Because there are people depending on you. And it's really kind of hard to give them the time that they deserve whenever you're running around at the last minute trying to get your own sales where they should be, or your own sponsoring where it should be as well. So why front load? People are counting on you. The other idea about why to front load is because it's so much better to say, listen to what I did this month. It helped me get to 500. I know it will help you too if you try it. See how much smoother that sounded and how much more effective it sounded. It was more of a, we're in this journey together, than I want you to do this, or I think you should do this. How to front load. This is the fun part. There are so many different ways to front load your calendar, but I'm going to give you some ideas that I believe will help you start to train yourself, and also to train your hostesses and your customers to get their orders in with you on the first 15 days of the month, rather than waiting till the last minute like we all tend to do if we're left to our own devices. So, how to front load. Give your customers some incentives. You could say something like, I'm doing some booking specials this month. I have 3 nights highlighted, and here they are, and the first one to book a party on this night, or this night, or this night, you get a plugin of your choice for that price. So I would take my calendar and I would highlight it to, let's just say, the 8th, the 9th, and let's say the 17th. So you highlight it to the 8th, the 9th, and 17th. Take a picture of it, send this in a message or a text to your customers and previous hostesses, and just say, how would you like to get a plug-in for $8, $9, or $17 instead of $20? Well, all you have to do is book a party with me this month, and whichever of these 3 dates you choose, that's how much you pay for your plug-in. Now, more than likely, I'm going to get that nightlight for half price or free. It may even be something that I can use my perpetual party reward with and get it for half price. But more than likely, I'm going to use something that's in my inventory. I'm going to use something that is something that I got for free or half price to work as an incentive to get these hostesses to do their parties before the 15th. Now, it's going to take a little bit of coaching and a little bit of effort on my part, but if you make it shiny enough, they will absolutely take you up on it. Now, remember, this is a personal special, so you're going to have to do it behind the scenes through email, text, Facebook message, word of mouth, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Another way that you can learn to front load your calendar is to entice your customers by saying free shipping if you order before the 10th of this month. And the reason you're saying the 10th is because we all know that if we say the 10th, they might not pay till the 11th. So that gives you a couple of days cushion. Then you have to make sure that their payment clears before you place the order. So that's why I said the 10th, because you want to make sure everything is good to go come the 14th or the 15th when you front load your calendar and place that order. Another way that you can front load your calendar is by simply saying 3 free samples for every order before the 15th. Are you going to give samples away to someone that orders on the 16th? Absolutely. But you're just trying to make it seem exciting to order with you before the 15th. Okay, so the last thing, and then we'll move on. What about you could say something like car bar with your order of $25 or more before the 15th? Or you could say car bar, free car bar with your order of $15 more before the 15th, because that kind of sounds pretty cool too. So those are some ideas on how you can train your customers and kind of train yourself to work towards moving all of your orders and sponsoring ideas before the 15th. Now, let's talk about some leadership ideas. So let's suppose that you're a rock star and you were able to front load your calendar. You got your 500 in and you even got a new recruit before the 15th of the month. So bam, you front loaded and you are ready to focus on your team, because we all know that that's where the big part of our paycheck is going to be anyway, right? So you're ready. You've got your calendar was front loaded. You wake up the morning of the 16th. What do? Now what, right? Okay, so here are some ideas, just real quick ideas that you could use to boost your team and to be the kind of leader that they deserve and that you want to be. If you front load your calendar well, you will be so much more relaxed and have a lot more fun in your leadership. So for the last 15 days of the month, you're going to work on your leadership, and I want you to get really good and familiar with the team tab. It should be something that you're probably logging into 3 or 4 times a week, maybe even daily. So on that team tab, you're going to get to know your team. You're going to be able to watch their progress and be able to cheer and encourage them so much better, because you're going to see what they're doing, and you're going to be able to really watch and monitor their amazing effort. So something that I love to do is note cards. I buy note cards like this all the time. They're blank. I can write whatever I want to in there. So if on the 16th of the month I find myself really in an amazing place with my PRV, then guess what? I'm more likely to be able to have time to check in on my team members. And as I'm texting them or even watching their Facebook messages, I might find that they've recently had surgery. Or maybe they recently had to move. Maybe their husband was in a car accident. Maybe they are feeling down in the dumps because they've been really sick lately. Maybe they just switched jobs, or their daughter's moving away, or I don't know what you might find. But whatever you find, you can send a cute little happy mail, just a card, one stamp. No prizes, no incentives, just something from your heart, from you to them, just letting them know that you notice them and that they chose to be on this journey with you. It's not just a Scentsy journey, it's a life journey. So make it more about Scentsy. Make it more about their life and just show them that you notice them. But these cards also work well to say, oh my gosh, you're crushing your PRV. Did you know you're even beating my PRV this month? Way to go. You could say things like that in a blank card. You could even say something like, I love your consistency. Every month so far this summer, you have hit 200 PRV or more every single month. You are an amazing, consistent Scentsy girl. I'm honored to be your Scentsy team leader. Okay, you can call yourself that. You don't have to be their director to be able to send amazing, fun cards like this. Okay, so enough of the cards. You kind of get how you could make that really fun. But what about a Facebook shout out? It's faster than a card, cheaper than a card, and works kind of effectively. So you could change it up. You could do cards one month, Facebook shout outs the next month. But on that last half of the month, when things really start rolling and your team members really start, hitting the ground running, then that's a perfect time to shout out in front of their family, in front of their husbands, in front of their customers. Shout them out. Let the world know that you're proud of them. And you can find amazing different ways to be proud of someone than just PRV. So you can be proud of them for participating in a training that your director or your superstar director put on. And you could just say something like, I love that we're on this journey together. It was so fun seeing your face on that amazing training last night. You are going to be an amazing rock star. I'm lucky to be your team leader. That's simple. Just have fun with it. Let them know that you notice them. So you could watch for promotions. This is always fun. Someone told me one day, Laura, you're about to hit lead consultant. You're like $15 away. I'm so glad that my Scentsy mama took notice of me. Would she have been able to take notice of my potential possible promotion if she had not front-loaded her calendar well? If she was running around town trying to get her 500 in, would she have noticed that I was about to hit lead on the last week of the month? I don't know. But I don't want to leave that to chance. I want to notice my downline's potential promotions, right? Okay, something that I love doing is just randomly sending a text saying, hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Do you need my help for anything? Do you have any questions for me? That's always fun to just let them know that you're on this journey with them and for them and that you are here and willing to help. That's just a text. And it doesn't cost anything to do that. It just makes them know that you're in this with them. The last thing that I'll talk about, this is so much fun. I love being a secret Scentsy spy on my downline's wall and noticing that they did something really sensational. And then I take a screenshot of it and I send it to them, or I post it on our team Facebook page, and I just let them know, oh my gosh, I caught you being awesome. I learned so much from you. You inspire me. I love using terminology like that because it's absolute truth. Sometimes my team members are incredible with their posts and with their Facebook profile pictures, and they are just squeezing Scentsy in. They're doing live videos. They're showing their Scentsy products in their real life, in their real family, everyday life, and it's absolutely effective, and I want them to know that I'm proud of them. I want them to know that I noticed them, and I want them to know that what they did was so special and so significant that I took time to take a screenshot of it and send it to them and praise them. That goes a long way. Imagine you getting a screenshot of something that you posted yesterday and someone saying that you rocked and they took time to take a screenshot of it. What would that do for you? What would it do for your confidence and your heart? It'd make you feel pretty amazing, right? Well, there's your opportunity. You're the team leader. Start spying on them. See what they're doing, what they're up to. And then take a moment to praise them and take a screenshot of it. Okay, so the last little tidbit to close out this whole idea of front loading is as you're front loading, you should let your team inspire you to do big things. It's sometimes challenging to get to 500 in the first 15 days of the month. But when you know that you're doing it for a reason, you can do big things. You can be brave and jump your comfort zone, because you know why you're doing it. You're doing it so that you can be a more effective leader for your team. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you is that I do not discriminate. I'm not going to make someone feel less awesome just because they didn't click my join button. They may be 2 or 3 or 4 generations under me, but I want to treat them just as if they were my front line. So as you're front loading your calendar and you're working towards helping your team on the last half of the month, help your team. Yes, focus on your front line first, but after you've worked on your front line, then work on your whole team, because who knows, one day they may roll up to you and you'll be really thankful that you built that relationship. You'll be really thankful that you took time to help them in their Scentsy journey, because one day they could become your very first director. They could be the very reason that you hit director. Remember that everyone under you, every dollar they sell, helps you get to your goal TWV, that team wholesale volume that we were talking about, that is going to help you promote and going to help you get those bonuses. That is built and comprised of every single person under you, everything that they sell. So why not take a minute, and these ideas that I shared for the last 15 days of the month, what if you helped everybody on your team, everyone under you, feel special and feel recognized and feel encouraged? Cheer for them all. Now, one day when you have hundreds of people in your team and in your Scentsy empire, you might not have time to work with every single person that signed up under you. So as you're building your empire, before you get to 50 or 100 or 1,000, go ahead and treat everybody like they're your front line, because who knows, they might be one day. Okay, I hope you enjoyed these ideas about front loading. If this was the very first time you've ever heard this term, I hope that you feel inspired to make it part of your every month journey. And if you've heard of this term before, I hope that I shared some ideas that kind of gave you a little bit of inspiration on how to front load effectively and how to be really passionate and excited about front loading. All right, bye for now.